Dawnn. So I'm Dawnn Ennis. I'm a columnist for Forbes.com. I've interviewed all of your friends at Discovery who are LGBTQ. Can you believe it? So I'm very fortunate to be interviewing you folks on Lower Decks. This is the first time I've got to talk to the Lower Decks guys. So let me just start with Jack. And Jack, this is a really crazy question, but are you like trying to break some kind of record sent by Walter Koenig, Anton Pavel Chekhov for the most screaming in episodes?
Yes. Absolutely. No, I don't know. I think by the end of Lower Decks run, however long that might be, maybe I'll be in there. I wonder if there's a running tally of screams per episode, or if it's screams per episode or screams throughout the series. I'm not exactly sure, but look, Walter, I'm coming for you, man.
Tawny, you know, this is not your first rodeo, and I mean that literally, given your past.
A rodeo deep cut. I love it.
A fan asked me to ask you, do you ever see yourself playing your character in a live action Star Trek series?
I would love to. Where do I sign? Where's the job? I'll do it. I'll fly to Toronto or wherever the sets are. I guess they got to build our set, or if we come on like one of the other shows, I think we would stress them out. Like I think that I think Stamets and all them on Discovery, I think they'd like tolerate us, but I think we're a lot. I think Picard, I think they've got their own shit to deal with, and they don't need our mess, because we would come and create a mess for sure. But I'll do it.
Jack, how does playing Boimler compare to Dewey Campbell or Marvel from Hunger Games?
Oh man, Marvel's a far cry from everything else I've done. But I think with Boimler and Huey, I always thought like they could be friends for about like a second, and then I think Boimler would be too by the book for Huey, and Huey would be too much of kind of a rebel for Boimler. But I think that they would connect on just nerddom, you know, Huey's Radio Shack kind of expertise, and Boimler's sci-fi gadgetry knowledge. I think that they would have a really nice 30 minutes of conversation before things went wrong.
Tawny, you know, because you're on a Star Trek podcast, I think I know the answer to this, but just in case, the scripts make a lot of references to other Star Trek. How much of that do you get, or how much of that is, what am I saying?
Yeah, it's probably like 60-40, like 60% of the stuff I get, and 40% I'm like, I just text Mike McMahon and I'm like, what is this? What is this from the original series? Because that's kind of my gap in knowledge as far as the series go. But sometimes he's like, no, that's just a new alien we came up with. And sometimes it's not even an Easter egg, which is fun too.
Last question for either one, jump ball. I'm interviewing Mike next week. What should I ask Mike?
Why he's like he is. What made him such a weird genius?
No, say it exactly the way Tawny worded it. Why you like you is.
Why you like you is, man. Why you a mess?
Like you is.
Why you a genius but also a mess?
When are we getting dinner together, the three of us again?
Ask him to text us the fuck back, please.
I will do that if I can get out there and join you, and I'll pick up the check.
Come on. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm sure my time is up, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you for bringing Star Trek Animated to so many fans, and what a joy.
Thank you so much, Dawnn.
Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper.
Hi there. Noël, good to see you.
Hi.
Hey, and is Eugene with us as well?
Yes, hi.
Hello, everybody. So I've only got a few minutes, and I know these junkets suck. I'm so sorry you have to go through this, but I appreciate your time. Eugene, I'm going to start with you if you don't mind. What's the greater challenge? Voiceover work as Rutherford or starring as Casey in Loki?
They're all
challenging. I think it's different to, to explore a world like this in Lower Decks. It's more challenging because it just keeps going, and there's so many different worlds that we hit with it right now. And there's so much more that I can learn about this character as we do more and more seasons, and already having a season under our belt. So at this point, I'm having fun being challenged with Rutherford more than anything. Also, there's nothing cooler than having an implant. So I got to be honest, unless my other roles that I do going forward make me cyborgy, then this is it.
Noel, Tendy's the first regular character on any Star Trek series who's an Orion. Did you have to do any research about Orion women?
I got the lowdown. I got the lowdown, and I find what she's representing and how she's sort of the counterintuitive representation of an Orion woman, and how she's busting stereotypes to be interesting, and it does motivate me as a character, and also just motivates me as an actor. Like, I love playing people that defy expectations. So it's good to have that knowledge.
I want to get your name right. It's Noël. I'm so sorry I mispronounced your name.
No worries.
The dots should have told me, right?
I know. That's okay.
You're part of a very exclusive club, though. Very few people are not ready for primetime players.
Yeah.
What did you draw from that experience that you could put in your current work with Lower Decks?
Well, what's interesting is they're both institutions, right? Like, SNL has this really long legacy and has a fan base, and being on SNL, I learned how a fan base, has a sense of ownership over a show. And even though I considered myself a fan of SNL, like, there are people that were way bigger fans than I was, and like what that means, and how you represent this and learning how to navigate that. And so with this institution, I was bracing myself, honestly, because I know, you never know. And what I found is that the Star Trek legacy and the fan base is really warm and welcoming, and is much more eager to embrace. And for me specifically, I didn't feel like I had to, like, it wasn't like I was going through some kind of hazing process, which I was very grateful for.
I'm glad for that too.
Yeah.
Last question comes from a fan. I asked fans of Lower Decks what questions they would ask you folks. Do you ever imagine yourselves as the character, like acting out the things that happen to you when you're recording the voices?
Yes, I do.
And that's Eugene?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. All of the things that happened to Rutherford, just being able to kind of imagine it and try to play it out to the best of your ability, but then also knowing that, it isn't animated, so it's going to be bigger than any way that you'd be able to act it out, is pretty phenomenal. It almost gives you more of an opportunity to just kind of go all out with it. It gives you an opportunity to kind of play a character like you're, 8 years old, like the way that you used to play cops and robbers and that kind of thing. And like, when you were pretending to be an alien when I was 8, I couldn't necessarily do on screen now. I mean, maybe there'll be an opportunity I can, but this gives me that opportunity to do it on a regular basis. So it's pretty amazing.
Thank you, Eugene. Thank you, Noël. Live long and prosper. And we look forward to watching season 2.
Awesome. Thank you.